Digibyte has to be one of the most quietest, most interesting, most powerful projects in the entire crypto space. That's why I love to cover it. Now, in this video, I'm actually going to share with you some of their recent updates over the last couple of months that no one feels the need to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to show some love to Digibyte. Stay tuned. Welcome back to another episode of your Digit Hustle News. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Digibyte family. Got some updates on the Digibyte blockchain developments and a key statistic that I believe is going to usher in a new age for Digibyte, okay? Because this is something I was kind of unaware of. Now, let's start at the beginning. Digibyte developers have created a public Git chat to streamline communication. Now, that's very important because GitHub's Git chat is a very popular platform where developers and members of a community can come together and discuss anything, okay? This is a mainstream way for Digibyte to expand its community. So I'm very interested into what this is going to do for Digibyte over the next few months. But I want to get into that key fact that I mentioned earlier. Now, the last Digibyte of 21 billion hard limit will be mined in the year 2035. Now, that may sound like a long time, but remember, it was just 2010. You remember 2010? Exactly. So, 2035 is not that far away, guys. Okay? That's a good decade from now, which means that if there are 14.3 billion Digibyte that have been mined since 2014, that means that there are less than 7 billion left. And there will only ever be roughly 3 Digibyte for every person on Earth. Now, it's interesting because that means that Digibyte's time may be very soon mathematically. There's only 7 billion left. The last one to be mined is in 2035. We already know that Digibyte has been quietly working behind the scenes with many companies, many countries, and many governments. There's always a development period when it comes to these technologies. Okay, 2014. Notice the numbers. Digibyte arrived in 2014. It is now 2021. It's a good 7 years. That means they've had 7 years to establish partnerships, make developments, create new programs and enhance and this, all of those things that a project needs to thrive. They've done it. It's been 7 years. Okay. We are 7 years into this journey. There are 7 billion Digibyte left. In the next 7 years, how many will there be then? Because 7 years from now will be 2028, which gives us only 5 years left. Needless to say, guys, I feel that before the end of this decade, maybe before we get halfway through it, Digibyte is going to go on a major rally. It's going to catch people off guard like never before, simply off of the mathematics. It's just off the mathematics, guys. That's why I love crypto and investing in the many projects that I do, because outside of the technology and the partnerships and the mission statements and the sleek websites, the math behind cryptocurrency is amazing. And I'm going to admit to you, I was never a math kid growing up. I did not like math. It came easy to me, but it wasn't my favorite subject. I was all into history, social studies, science. That was me. But the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency is that it's kind of a combination of all of those things. Okay. So when I was doing my digging and I stumbled upon this, and I love the currency analytics. Let's give a shout out to the currency analytics guys, because they seem to be the only publication that covers Digibyte in any form or manner. But when I saw this and I saw these numbers in this setup, I said, it's time to buy some more Digibyte, because if you can buy it and store it, I feel though, in 5 years, guaranteed in 5 years, okay? I'm not going to make any short-term predictions. I'm looking at the longer term because that's what you have to see. Within the next 5 years, if you accumulate Digibyte now, you're guaranteed some profit just mathematically, without any added developments or partnerships. Like the mathematics, the algorithm is going to pump Digibyte's price when this happens. Like, I'm always interested in what that event looks like when a crypto asset reaches that supply limit. It seems to me that it's the simplest illustration of supply and demand. When the supply for a valuable asset is low, the demand increases, so the price increases. That's about to happen for Digibyte within the next few years. So that's beautiful to me. And I think if you're holding Digibyte, that's also beautiful to you as well. But let's get into Digibyte's updates. Now, this is from May 31st, but it's giving us updates from everything starting at the beginning of the year. Now, it says May was another huge month in terms of development, awareness, and education for the Digibyte community. We continue to reach new milestones and bring in new community members all over the world. We want to thank each and every one of you for your contributions. Let's keep pushing to new heights. So the first big milestone that came was swap space, allowing swaps between different assets. Now they're platformed via Binance. There continues to be a myriad of options for folks looking to acquire Digibyte. So essentially, guys, with swap space via Binance, you can now trade your favorite cryptos against Digibyte, specifically Litecoin. Now, the next development is Digibyte is now available on 7B, which is another crypto exchange that you can download via the Play Store, which is actually pretty good because, hey, it's the Google Play Store. Everybody's on the Google Play Store. Okay. So next would be the AntimID. They're going to release another updated version of the MyDigiPassword in Q3 of 2021. And we all know how powerful the AntimID is going to be. It's that Microsoft application. There's your Digibyte and Microsoft connection right there. We have that to look forward to. Okay. So keeping all of this in mind, guys, and the fact that there are only 7 billion Digibyte left, that's about 1.5 Digibyte per person on the planet as of right now. So if you're holding like thousands of Digibyte, you are in an elite class. You are in an elite class, guys. That's why I added the Digibyte to my Power 33, because I'm not just looking at the cryptos that are right now. I'm looking at the cryptos that are going to come up after the first generation, because the first generation, those are your Bitcoins, Ethereums, Litecoins, Stellar Lumens, okay? Cardano, even. Those are your first generations. Your second generation projects would be your Polkadots and your, I wouldn't say VeChain, because VeChain's been around for a while. Your Algorands, your Hederas, your, IOTAs, the 2017ers, 2018ers, essentially. That's second generation. That's how I'm looking at it. Okay. Now, what's unique about Digibyte is that it's kind of one of the OGs from the first generation that hasn't had its time to shine yet. Everybody's going to get theirs. Trust and believe. They have to. It's part of the filter process. This is how technology works. This is how the internet bubble went down. Cryptos are going to do something similar. Now, going forward, we have Twerk. Digibyte mass adoption is growing. Over 600 companies already accept Digibyte with 135 special offers. They let you pay less using Digibyte. So this is just a little market outlook of the current retail Digibyte system. Okay, good Digibyte. But as you can see, we got good coverage. South America, the United States, Europe, Thailand. So yeah, the adoption is there, guys. It's there. But this one here is quite interesting because I had there was no news about this anywhere. But apparently, the Digibyte Visa card has been approved with Fogery. And according to the website, it's essentially Fogery is a site where you can get debit cards that are tailored to your favorite cryptocurrencies. Okay, they only had a select few. It was Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, of course, and Digibyte has been added to that segment. So that's another unique development. Now, this one was quite fun. Apparently, Digibyte was mentioned on CNBC last month. It was literally for half a second. The segment goes like this. The analysts are going back and forth about a certain asset. And no, they were talking about the price of Bitcoin. The older guy, he comes back in. He says, hey, what about these new assets? And the first asset out of his mouth was Digibyte, followed by VeChain and SafeMoon. But the fact that he said Digibyte and VeChain, trust me, I've been studying mainstream media since 2001. Yeah. I was a real young lad, but something about 2001 on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network didn't sit right to me, so I had to start asking questions, and I have been asking questions ever since. But yeah, it just, okay, we got the clip here. I wasn't sure if it was going to play. That's why I described it to you, but let's take that off.
For the next one, Digibyte, VeChain, SafeMoon. I want to try these new ones. Crypto. Pick one of these, Sorkin, for the next one. Digibyte, VeChain, SafeMoon.
He didn't end up picking one, but that just goes to show you, because the mainstream media loves to play games. Okay, Wall Street Journal did the same thing. The Wall Street Journal, ladies and gentlemen, the Wall Street Journal, are you serious? Yeah, now, with them talking about Digibyte and the Wall Street Journal and CNBC, what I feel like they're doing is now they're trying to sprinkle it in. They're trying to usher in an altcoin rally through the mainstream media. So the second half of 2021, guys, is going to be so interesting. It's going to be so interesting and interesting. Also coming out was the release for version 8, which is another platform update. So that's always good. Weiss Crypto Ratings is now starting to recognize Digibyte as a top tier asset on the platform. Now a top 10 coin on a ranking of over 1,000 projects. Okay, so for those that have been wondering about Digibyte and what it's been up to, I can tell you that Digibyte has been putting in work. And look at that. As the time of recording. Wait, let's get a refresh. Make sure that's accurate. Okay, it sure is. As the time of recording, we're actually up 1.4%, 1.5%. This is a good time to buy, guys. Look at that. Look at that. A nickel spot. Nickel spot. Change your life. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Just really wanted to show some love to the Digibyte community and give you guys an update on what Digibyte is doing. It's not over yet. This game is not over. There are only 7 billion Digibyte left. Who's going to be the one to get the digis? But with that being said, guys, I just want to thank you for coming back to the channel. Don't forget that like button and subscribe. Of course, you can always get down at me in the comment section, and Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those links down in the description, guys. But yeah, as I always say, have a great day. Have a prosperous day. Most importantly, make that money. I'll see you in the next video.